actually talked a lot about Mamireta over on YouTube. I made a video about like recent bands that I've been into lately that seem very promising, but I thought I'd talk about Mamireta over here too because I know a lot of you guys are Mamireta fans. First thing I wanted to start off saying is that their Inwai Kitan album is one of the best Visual K albums in my opinion that's come out in a long time. They really are a cool band, and then they came out with the Moshi Moshi single recently. Moshi Moshi I do like, but I actually like Shin Fukujoshi more than Moshi Moshi, but Moshi Moshi is pretty good too. Another funny thing that I wanted to bring up is the fact that I was listening to the band Bue for months, right? I was only listening to tracks on YouTube and tracks on Spotify. I had never looked up pictures of the band. I had never watched any PVs, and I cannot believe that I had no idea that it was the same vocalist as Mamireta. I did not put two and two together. I was listening to Bue for months. I was like, why did they disband? This doesn't make any sense. The music is amazing. I actually found a lot more Bue songs that I really enjoyed more than Mamireta. Originally, that was because I hadn't listened to as much Mamireta. Inwai Kitan hadn't came out just yet. Like the full album hadn't came out yet. So I was listening to Bue and I was like, what? I need to know more about Bue. Like where's this band? And I think I ended up doing some research on Mamireta separately for my YouTube video. And then I saw that Batsu was previously in Bue, and then it all came together. I was like, how could I not know that? Literally, vocals the same, type of music the same. Like, I can't believe it just went over my head, but I guess if I'm not like looking at pictures or watching any PVs and I'm going by tracks only, stuff like that can go over my head. Like even the style of the way the songs are made is very much Mamireta coded. What I find very fascinating is the fact that Batsu still managed to keep the same kind of energy and essence in Bue that he has or had, because Mamireta kind of like returned, right? That he had in Mamireta. Like, I think it's super impressive when you can go off, do a different band with different band members and still retain the same type of sound and the same type of essence in your music. That tells me, not to take away from any of the other band members, but that tells me that Batsu is a extremely talented individual. It's really, really hard to do something like that with completely different band members. Again, not to disrespect any of the musicians in Bue, but you could easily play a Bue song and people would think it was Mamireta. So I just found that really impressive, and eventually I put two and two together. I was like, okay, this is why I like Bue's music so much. And my love for Bue, upon discovering them separately, right, actually intensified my like of Mamireta. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover. I probably mentioned a couple other things in my YouTube video that I just can't remember now. I feel like Mamireta has the potential for international success. Sometimes bands come that have that potential, and then sometimes bands come that don't really have that potential. They really have it. Like, I could see a lot of people being really into Mamireta simply because the composition of their songs. I like the way their songs are. I know I was trying to learn the lyrics to it wasn't a Mamireta song, it was a Bue song. They tend to have very blunt lyrics. So there was one song I was looking up called Oto Oto Seo. I was looking up the song and I was just like, I bet this means something just completely wild, because that's been the track record for all the songs I've looked up. Apparently the song was about vomiting, so I was correct, and I was just like, bruh. Never fails. But yeah, if you are somebody who hasn't checked out Mamireta already, I highly, highly, highly recommend them. This is one of those bands that I could easily give somebody that isn't really into Japanese music in general. Like, they would jam out to this. I cannot wait to see how big Mamireta grows, because truly, truly talented band and truly talented vocalist and musician. And that's coming from someone who, you know, lyrically, I wouldn't say this is a match. Someone who is a little bit more particular about lyrics, but honestly, when the music sounds that good, I don't really care.